My personal free diaper policy. When I was a teenager, I worked the checkouts at a local supermarket. I didn't like it and I didn't like the bosses, so I installed a personal policy that everyone coming down my checkout would get one item for free. I just didn't ring it up. Sometimes I'd make the beep noise for funny. And diapers were always free. One packet per customer. No one ever said anything, but it gave me an enormous sense of well-being. Beep. Dash. My parents were extremely poor, but I still managed to go to college. There was a girl that worked at the UTSA cafeteria my first 3 semesters that always rang up my lunch for 25 cents. She was pretty much the only reason I wasn't starving most days. This reminds me of the joy I get when the barista double punches my coffee card. I remember one time the cashier did not ring up my big box of diapers. She didn't even look up at it. Now I'm wondering if it was on purpose, pleading face. When I was a cashier at Target, I used to give anyone who was nice discounts. Oh, this formula or sports bra or whatever is actually $1. Don't worry, I fixed it for you. We were allowed to change prices up to $20 total per customer if they complained. But nice people usually don't complain, so I'd just do it anyway. Years ago, when panoramic cameras came out, I took like 7 rolls in to be developed at Walgreens. Back then, $7 to develop film was pretty damn expensive. When I got to the checkout, 6 out of the 7 wouldn't ring up. So, jokingly I said, "They're a penny a piece. Right?" Single quote. And the guy responded, "That sounds right." And totally rang them up for a cent a piece. My total was $7.54. I thanked him. And he said, "No problem. This is my last day and I really just don't give a shit anymore." It made my freaking day. Worked in a bakery and a grocery store that wouldn't allow us to donate the leftover bread to anyone. So I hid a paper bag full of bread and cakes in the trash when I cleaned up for closing and snuck it out on the trolley. Irony is, a couple years later, the Too Good To Go app is all the rage in my affluent neighborhood. People are lining up on the streets to get paper bags full of discounted bread and takeout food. You are the Robin Hood of the checkout. When I used to work at KFC when I was a teenager, I always threw extra stuff in for polite customers. You're a tired-looking mom with a couple kids and seem like you're doing a big shop on the first of the month? You're damn right, I rang up everything you got at the deli as baloney. Good on you, op. I actually just started cashiering. And the place I work is actually pretty nice. Pay is meh, but I'm in a union. Part-time but full healthcare? Hell yeah. Most interesting though is their whole stance on shoplifting and pricing. Basically, put the customer first 100% of the time. As in, if the customer forgot to take something out of the cart and you miss it, they get it. If it's not busy, go ahead and ring it up. But if you're in a crunch, just tell them to forget about it. Out of something they want? Give them a size up for the same price. Paying cash and short a few dollars? Close enough. They literally tell us that an item or 2 for free is well worth it to have that customer come back. So yeah, I have no problems helping out people struggling. And they come back. I've been working 2 weeks now. And I've already seen plenty of repeat customers. Not only that, I haven't seen a single unruly customer. People want to come back. I worked at a grocery store and did the same. We could give customers a sample of any product for free. It was called surprise and delight, or something stupid like that, lol. And I abused that policy like crazy, lol. Also, I'd give people my employee discount if they were simply nice. Which was a lot. Being kind can get you free stuff and discounts. This was the only thing that got me through working at a grocery for 2 years. Helping people and stealing from corporate simultaneously. What could be better? How long did you work there? Did you ever get in trouble? One time I gave someone a bouquet for $6 even though it was 30 and I totally knew that. Even threw in some chocolate-dipped fruit because fuck it. It's gonna go to waste if I don't. Did this at Goodwill blatantly. Non-profit where the CEO makes somewhere between $500,000 minus $700,000 a year last time I checked. Buying your kids back to school clothes? I got you. I worked at Whole Foods for a little while when I was younger. One day I had a breakdown after work and was walking through a rough part of Baltimore. A woman who was unhoused came up to me and consoled me and said I needed to get out of that area. I told her I wanted to die and didn't care what happened to me. But she talked to me and made me feel better. I felt guilty and selfish leaning on her for support when she had it much worse. I told her where I worked and said she could come through my line anytime and I'd hook her up. She started coming in once a week, piling up massive steaks and whatnot. Hundreds of dollars worth every time. I got really reckless with it and had to quit before I got fired and arrested because people knew. But I felt good about it for a while. Workers have even more power than the power in our numbers. We have access. We can hook each other up with all kinds of shit. Create networks to support each other's needs. Make things happen. What do you need to bring about change? Which one of us has it? I mean, don't be getting yourselves rung up on RICO charges. But it's something to think about. I remember one time my son was very sick and I couldn't afford medicine for him. The pharmacist at CVS didn't even try to hide it. He put the medicine in a bag, stapled it shut and walked me to the door. Back then I was making $10 per hour with 2 young children and a wife who stayed home to watch our children. We couldn't afford daycare and because I had a job we didn't even qualify for food stamps. Fuck, those were rough times. I worked customer service for AT many years ago. They had a policy that we could give any customer a credit $250 for any reason. If we asked a manager we could go up to $500. Mind you, any reason. Because AT realized it was better to give them the money than pay customer service to argue and AT is a cash cow. I gave away so much money. I gave away hundreds and hundreds of dollars every day. I had perfect quality rating because my customers loved me. How could they not love me? I gave them all money. I zeroed out so many bills. I gave grandma money. I gave mom money. I gave your grumpy cousin money. I mean, I gave some serious money away. I also got calls from people who had $10 to $20K plus bills. International roaming and or data and text before these were unlimited. I always worked the system and got these customers a refund for all of that money. I never failed. I pulled the strings in the chain of command and credited the highest bills. I would go back 3 or 4 months and credit everything. It was a good day if you got me on the phone. I never got in trouble because I wasn't rated for how much money I gave away. However, I would be harshly penalized if a customer complained. So they all got money. New York, New Jersey, Washington, Pennsylvania. If you called AT and got a credit between 2007 to 2010. That was me. I had a gentleman at Walmart. An elderly man who clearly should have been retired but couldn't afford to be. Ring me up several times. I always bought formula and diapers there because the prices were unbeatable and we honestly calculated price per diaper and Oz of formula. I couldn't figure out how when I got home the bill was always so cheap. I have a habit of not looking at the till price because I needed the supplies and it scared me to see how much it would be. Then I realized he wasn't making mistakes. It was clearly on purpose. To the Walmart cashier in Canada, I thank you. You really made a difference. I had an item that didn't ring up. The cashier asked me how much it was supposed to be. I don't know, $19.99 I think. Lowball. She looked at me with a smirk and says, how about $9.99? I can see a small fire behind her eyes. Strong, fuck this place, vibes. That was the last time I saw her working there.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.